The plenary meeting of the FATF has just concluded in Paris. The Minister of State, Hina Rabbani Khar, is there. She represented Pakistan at the FATF meetings, and we have good news to share with you. I hand it over to Madam. Would you unmute it, please, Madam?
Okay, am I unmuted?
Yes, please.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Thank you very much for joining us live via video link through the Embassy of Pakistan, Paris, and from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Islamabad. I wanted to share with the nation of much awaited good news regarding Pakistan's engagement with FATF. I think finally we are at a point, as you are well aware, together with a very, very able team. I have been in Paris for the last few days, representing Pakistan in FATF's ICRG and plenary meetings that have concluded today. During these meetings, the report of the FATF's on-site visit, which took place in Pakistan a few weeks back, was discussed. Alhamdulillah, I am pleased to announce that as a result of Pakistan's sustained efforts during the last 4 years, acknowledgement of our unwavering political commitment and the successful on-site visit, FATF has finally recognized Pakistan's completion of all substantive, technical, as well as procedural requirements for Pakistan's 2018 and 2021 action plans. Consequently, FATF has unanimously decided to remove Pakistan from what it calls the list of jurisdictions under increased monitoring. In simpler terms, Pakistan has been whitelisted. Even in more simpler terms, and to make sure that we don't, there's no ambiguity in this, Pakistan has been taken off the grey list and has entered the whitelist. And we only speak after FATF has already issued a formal public statement announcing the same decision. I was just looking at the press conference of the president of FATF. We waited for them to make the announcement before we could break this good news to all of you. I would request you to refer to FATF's public statement, which is on their website, for any further information. But I do want to highlight, how we came where we are today and some of the journey that Pakistan has had. I want to say at the very outset that FATF has welcomed and acknowledge the significant progress that Pakistan has made both in money laundering and in CFT regime. It has been recognized that Pakistan has strengthened the effectiveness of its AML-CFT regime and addressed technical deficiencies and commitments of its action plans, comprising of no less than 34 action items. As you all know, this process was a bit unprecedented, where Pakistan was going through 2 working plans at the same time, and therefore the higher number of action items, which was 34 in number. Pakistan, it is acknowledged, it has been acknowledged by FATF, has addressed all strategic deficiencies, and all strategic deficiencies that FATF identified in both its June 2018 and in June 2021 working plans. Pakistan completed the 2021 work action plan in advance of the deadline, and this was recognized by the members in the plenary. Pakistan is no longer subject to FATF's increased monitoring process, which means Pakistan has been whitelisted by FATF, as I've already said. It also means that Pakistan is off the grey list. To advance and promote international cooperation, Pakistan will continue to work with the Asia-Pacific group of FATF to further improve our AML-CFT systems. And this is absolutely appreciated, because it is our commitment to continue to engage with FATF at every level to make sure that the achievements are further go even in the same direction as we go forward. Now, I want to acknowledge over here that this truly is a result of the whole of country efforts and demonstration of a resolve to improve our domestic systems to counter money laundering and financing of terrorism and bring them at par with international standards. This would not have been possible without complete national consensus across the political spectrum. This also shows that Pakistan can achieve a lot and go through any adversity and achieve its objective if it decides to work together as a nation. To me, this is a learning lesson which shows that Pakistan has no dearth of what it can achieve, only if we all work together to put our energy in the right direction. I would like to take this opportunity to especially thank the leadership for providing strategic direction, confidence, and support to all institutions throughout the process to achieve this key national objective. The success we have achieved today is an indicator of what we can achieve when we work together with a sense of purpose and commitment. And I know there's been a consistent concern in Pakistan as to who did what. I say everybody did everything that they needed to do to make today happen. I mean, at the institutional level, various institutions. I mean, from the highest official in the Ministry of Finance, Foreign Affairs, Finance, other institutions, FATF Secretariat, Ministry of Interior, Police Departments, CTT departments, but the plethora of departments, institutions involved in this is unthinkable. I also want to say that the credit goes to every political institution also, which has given ownership to make Pakistan reach where it is today. So I want to be unambiguous in saying that there is no dearth of work and nobody has been left wanting in making the effort that has been required to put Pakistan where it is today. I'm going to go later on in detail to perhaps talk about what it means for Pakistan. And what it means for Pakistan is Pakistan will be unburdened by the grey listing of FATF, which means that people can invest in your country without having to think twice about it. People can trade with your country without having to think twice about it. So this is truly a very good news. And within the context of what we want to promote in terms of economic diplomacy, I think this is really, mashallah, good timing. And I want to commend everyone who's played their part, big or small, in making Pakistan reach this momentous day. Now, in the last 4 years, you all know that Pakistan has undertaken broad-based and comprehensive legal, administrative, procedural reforms to improve all aspects of our AML-CFT regime. This includes amending laws related to any anti-money laundering and countering financing of terrorism. We also increased synergy in the system, streamlined the processes, improved interagency coordination, enhanced international cooperation with other jurisdictions and organizations, instituted supervisory structures, created necessary administrative protocols, and allocated sufficient financial and human resources to improve our compliance with FATF recommendations. I want to say over here that today, Pakistan stands as one of the countries which has the highest number of, which is most aligned with FATF recommendations. In fact, we are on third position in going with technical recommendations that have come from FATF. I want to take this opportunity to appreciate the tireless and dedicated efforts that our national FATF team, who have done a tremendous, really tremendous work day and night for the last 4 years to meet all of FATF's difficult targets. Not impossible, certainly difficult targets. Multiple departments and agencies, I've already said, both at the federal and provincial levels, have contributed to this national cause. And today, all of them truly, I may be the face which is giving this good news to everyone, but really, the people who have gone to work behind the scenes on this are indeed many, and they truly deserve the credit that everybody else seems to receive. I also want to say a few lines about the strategic importance of FATF and where Pakistan is today. We have said all along that partnership and association with FATF and the wider international community is rooted in our strategic objective of strengthening our economy and further improving its integration with the international financial system. We want to be seen and to remain a responsible and active member of the international community who's well aware of its international obligations. I think I have said this before, this is truly a never again moment for Pakistan. And I think the lessons learned from this is that Pakistan has become, in some ways, a role model for the region in having the highest number of FATF recommendations, which we have already complied with. We want to make sure that we remain ahead of the curve. And I think there's broad political support and commitment at every level to make sure that we will be able to do that. I have already talked about the economic benefits of whitelisting. I think this fits in very well with Pakistan's geo-economic focus. We have talked about geo-economic focus in the Foreign Office of Pakistan, and this will enable us to be able to pursue our agenda of pushing Pakistan's economic interests, be it in trade, investment, people-to-people contact, human resource export, whatever it may be. Inshallah, this day and what our getting off the grey list will assist us in that journey and will enable us to be able to achieve all those objectives better. अब मैं थोड़ा सा उर्दू में भी कहना चाहूँगी कि हम सारे ये जानते हैं कि पाकिस्तान का एक बहुत मुश्किल कठिन सफर रहा है पिछले 4 सालों में। पाकिस्तान फैटिफ के 2 वर्किंग प्लान्स के एक जो 2018 में हमें दिया गया और दूसरा जो हमें 2021 में दिया गया, इन दोनों वर्किंग प्लान्स के तकरीबन 34 आइटम्स थे जिन पर पाकिस्तान ने काम करना था। फैटिफ एक अच्छा अदारा है लेकिन उसका काम ज़रा मुश्किल है और इसमें हमें बहुत सारी लीगल, एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव, इंस्टीट्यूशनल चेंजेस करनी पड़ी और हमें ये नहीं सिर्फ करना पड़ा कि हम बाकियों के जितने अच्छे हो जाएं, क्योंकि हम ग्रे लिस्ट में आ गए थे इसलिए हमें बाकियों से बहुत आगे निकलना पड़ा टू इंश्योर कि हम ये बता सकें कि पाकिस्तान की कमिटमेंट इन फाइनेंशियल एक्शन टास्क फोर्स की दी गई तमाम वर्किंग प्लान के साथ और पाकिस्तान का अपना सिस्टम को बिल्ड करना ताकि वहाँ टेरर फाइनेंसिंग और एंटी मनी लॉन्ड्रिंग के खिलाफ जो कानून साजी हुई, जो इंस्टीट्यूशनल रिफॉर्म हुए, वो आज पूरी दुनिया में दे स्टैंड आउट एज बीइंग एट द फोरफ्रंट कि दुनिया से हम आगे आज खड़े हैं। हमारी अब ये कमिटमेंट है कि आगे जाते हुए पाकिस्तान ने ये जर्नी की है जो इससे हमें फवायद अब मिलेंगे और जो हमें फ़ायदा हुआ है उसको हम लूज़ ना करें किसी भी पॉइंट पे। सो आई थिंक बहुत सारे लोगों को फैटिफ के बारे में पहले से ही पता है। सो आई थिंक आसिम, विद योर परमिशन, आई थिंक मे बी वी कैन गो टू Q&A because I think I have said enough.
Thank you, madam. This is great news, big success, significant development indeed, and very timely. I think we have time for a couple of questions. I will invite you to identify yourself, Joseph. Short questions, not multiple questions, please. Yes.
मेरा नाम एजाज अहमद है, मैं DNN पे होता हूँ। ये समझा जा रहा था कि अमरीकी सदर का जो हालिया बयान आया है वो शायद पाकिस्तान के लिए FATF में मुश्किलात खड़ी करे। क्या ऐसी कोई सूरत हाल किसी भी मौके पर बनी?
देखिए, फैटिफ में जो इंटरनल प्रोसेसेस, आपको पता है हमने ICRG के सामने पाकिस्तान की स्टेटमेंट पेश की परसों के दिन। आज हमने फैटिफ की प्लेनरी जो उसकी हाईएस्ट बॉडी होती है उसके सामने पाकिस्तान की स्टेटमेंट और पाकिस्तान का केस प्रेजेंट किया। फैटिफ का एक रूल है कि जो इंटरनल वहाँ पे बातचीत हो उसको हम इंटरनल ही रखें और उसको हम बाहर ना निकालें। लेकिन मैं आपको इतना यकीनन बता सकती हूँ कि पाकिस्तान को हर मुल्क हर मुल्क ने, आई मीन प्रीटी मच, आप सवाए एक मुल्क के प्रोबेबली जिसने फ्लोर नहीं ली, हर मुल्क ने पाकिस्तान का सराहा, जिसमें जो मुल्क आप रेफर करें वो भी हैं, जिनसे आपको कंसर्न था वो भी हैं, और कहा कि पाकिस्तान ने जो कुछ अचीव किया है इन पिछले 4 सालों में वो अनप्रेसिडेंटेड है और उन्होंने पाकिस्तान को बेहतरीन अल्फाज में कंग्रेचुलेट किया। सो इट वाज़न्ट लाइक ओ वी आर ग्रजिंगली अप्रूविंग पाकिस्तान गेटिंग ऑफ द वाइट लिस्ट। ये डिसीजन यूनानिमस था, विच मीन्स तमाम फैटिफ मेंबर्स ने एक्नॉलेज किया कि पाकिस्तान ने जो अचीव कर लिया है, पाकिस्तान डिजर्व्स टू बी ऑफ द ग्रे लिस्ट एंड इनटू द वाइट लिस्ट। और मैं आपको ये बताऊं कि मेरे लिए ये बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग बात थी कि एक होता है कि जी हाँ आपने टिक बॉक्स कर लिया, अब हम आपको निकाल रहे हैं क्योंकि आपने सब कुछ कर लिया, और एक होता है कि आप एक्नॉलेज करें कि वाकई आपने जो काम किया वो अनप्रेसिडेंटेड है, उसमें जो आपके इंस्टीट्यूशनल मैकेनिज्म्स बने हैं, जो आपका लीगल फ्रेमवर्क बना है, वो आपको दुनिया में रीजन में तो एटलीस्ट जरूर ही आगे रखता है। सो दिस वाज अक्रॉस द बोर्ड यूनानिमस एंड आई थिंक we only got to hear really good things about Pakistan and Pakistan's journey. And ये भी कहना चाहूंगी, देखें पाकिस्तान 2 वर्किंग प्लान से एक ही वक्त में निपट रहा था। हमारा जो पहला वर्किंग प्लान था 2018 का, उसमें हमें जो टाइम दिया गया, हमें उससे बहुत ज्यादा टाइम लगा, और जो हमें 2021 का टाइम दिया गया एक्शन प्लान, सॉरी जो हमारा 2021 का एक्शन प्लान के लिए हमें जो टाइम दिया गया, हमने वो महीनों में जो काम हमने 2 साल में करना था या 1.5 साल में करना था, वो हमने महीनों में करके उनके हाथ में पकड़ा दिया। तो इससे पता चलता है कि पाकिस्तान कितना एडिक्वेटली प्रिपेयर्ड है, और पाकिस्तान की प्रिपेयर्डनेस ऑन इंस्टीट्यूशनल साइड, ऑन लीगल साइड, ऑन ऑन ऑर्गेनाइजेशनल साइड कितनी ज्यादा हो गई है। सो मैं इसको ये देखूंगी कि ये हमारे लिए एक लॉन्ग, आर्डुअस, टीडियस प्रोसेस रहा पिछले 4 साल। इससे पाकिस्तान को नुकसान पहुंचा बिकॉज पाकिस्तान ग्रे लिस्ट में था, इन्वेस्टमेंट आने में मुश्किल होती है, एक्सेट्रा, बट इवेंचुअली आई थिंक वी शुड लुक एट इट एज ग्लास हाफ फुल This did good for Pakistan. It put Pakistan ahead of the curve. And as I always say, this must be a never again moment for Pakistan. जहां पाकिस्तान लीड में रहे, कभी पीछे ना आए और कभी खुदा ना खास्ता दोबारा इस तरह की लिस्टिंग की तरफ जाए ना.
Thank you. One question from me.
जी, thank you. Ali Hussain, representing business. मैम, जिस तरह आपने बता दिया कि ये फैसला यूनानी मसला, तो हमने कल से जो एक इंडियन मीडिया में एक नेगेटिव कैंपेन चला आ रहा था और ये बताया यही जा रहा था कि उनको वहां से जो है लीक्स जो है होती हैं, तो क्या इस रोल के हवाले से, इंडियन रोल के हवाले से थोड़ा सा बता सके? थैंक यू
जी. मैं तो इसको सिर्फ ये कहूंगी कि एक हैबिचुअल मिलिशियसनेस के तहत आई थिंक ये कुछ किया गया. हमने इसका बहुत स्ट्रॉन्ग नोटिस दिलवाया, हमने इसके बारे में बहुत सारा एम्फसिस दिया. वो एम्फसिस ना ही नोट हुआ बल्कि इंटरनलाइज हुआ. बहुत सारे देखें, ये जो इंस्टीट्यूशंस हैं, इनको स्ट्रेंथन करना, इनके रूल्स और रेगुलेशंस को की पूरी तरह पासदारी करना हम सब पे एज इंटरनेशनल कम्युनिटी के. हम बार बार ये कहते हैं कि एक मुल्क इररिस्पॉन्सिबल मुल्क की तरह, सो वो इररिस्पॉन्सिबल मुल्क को आप रिस्पॉन्सिबल हम तो नहीं बना सकते. आपने फैटिफ की प्लेनरी की जो स्टेटमेंट है, अगर आप उससे देखें, आपको वाज़तन पता चल जाएगा कि जो कल फैलाया गया वो सारा मिलिशियस लाइज था. अब कोई अगर झूठ बोले, उसका हम जवाब आई थिंक अल्लाह का शुक्र है अपनी काबिलियत से किया, अपनी एज एन मुल्क की काबिलियत से किया. आज उन्होंने यूनानिमसली डिसीजन आ गया है कि पाकिस्तान इज ऑफ द ग्रे लिस्ट ऑन टू द वाइट लिस्ट. एंड नॉट ओनली दैट, मैंने जो बार बार आपको बता रही हूँ कि पाकिस्तान को एक कंग्रेचुलेटरी प्रोसेस के थ्रू गुजारा गया. मतलब हमें जो वाइट लिस्ट किया उसमें हमें बेहतरीन मुबारकबादें दी गई कि जी आपने इतना कुछ किया है कि आज आप ये जगह डिजर्व ही नहीं करते, बट यू आर एक्चुअली अहेड ऑफ द कर्व. सो आई थिंक आई वुड नॉट वांट टू वेस्ट माय टाइम ऑन मिलिशियस लाइज, ऑन habitual what are considered to be leaks, but leaks should be based on at least reality. So I think यकीनन बहुत सारे लोगों को अफसोस भी हुआ होगा, और हम ये जानते हैं बिकॉज बहुत सारे लोगों ने पोलिटिसाइज करने की प्रोसेस को कोशिश की, और बहुत सारे लोगों में अब सिर्फ एक ही मुल्क रह गया ज्यादा. I think we can just say that I can say this unambiguously that India has continued to try to politicize this process, and I can also say this unambiguously that India has massively failed in being able to politicize this against Pakistan.
Thank you, Hinda.
Thank you, ma'am. This is Mateen representing GTV News. So on India, you have already commented, but one thing domestically, as well as certain laws which have been passed in the past connected to the FATF, do you think so in the days to come, there will be the full implementation on all laws related to the direct financing and related to all acts, laws? Are at any stage there is any chance of any compromise or anything, because there have been always different political parties, groups, pressure. So what assurance you will give on the implementation of law? And second, what will be the benefit economically to the people of Pakistan? Thank you.
This is Mateen, I believe, right? Ji. Okay, so basically, look, as far as I'm concerned, I'm unequivocally, categorically letting you know one thing. I have said at the very beginning that the reason why we are here today, why Pakistan was able to go through these really difficult action plans and be able to make all the changes that were required, was because there was broad political ownership and support through the political spectrum in Pakistan, through the various governments, through the various institutions. I think that is why Pakistan is able to be at the place today. And that also shows us that when the country gets together to be able to achieve, under the, even facing great adversity, we can achieve a lot. And to me, this is a sign which is when Pakistan gets together, what is the limitation? What are the limits that we can cross and how much we can work for this country? There's absolutely, to directly answer your question, there's absolutely no chance whatsoever of any type of reversal or any type of, playing around the edges and thinking around the edges or trying to reverse it or trying to impede the gains that we made. I think, in fact, what you will see is a journey which is even more focused on allowing Pakistan to continue, not only continue with the momentum, but keep the pace of the distance that we've covered. When I say we are ahead of the curve regionally, within the G20 also, there are perhaps only 5 or 6 countries which are at par with Pakistan. I'm not talking developing country, I'm talking the G20. So I think it is exceptionally important to recognize and to emphasize that there will be no backsliding whatsoever, because all of Pakistan owns this process, and none in Pakistan has any interest in any backsliding or for Pakistan to ever be in this position again. I think a country which doesn't learn its lessons from history, and Pakistan certainly is a country which is proven to have learned its lessons from history, and I have no fears that you do. You surface these fears. I don't think I have those fears. I think it's a wide ownership.
Thank you. One question. Yes.
जी अलमास सैद नकवी मेरा ताल्लुक रोजनामा दुनिया से है। मेरा सवाल ये है कि गुज़िश्ता 4 सालों के दरमियान पाकिस्तान में 2 एक्शन प्लान फाइटर के जो हैं वो कंप्लाई किए। ये एक बीइंग ए नॉन मेंबर ऑफ फैटफ एक एक्सट्रीम स्क्रूटनी जो है वो पाकिस्तान की वो उस प्रोसेस कंप्लीट किया है। यकीनन ये बहुत एक हिस्टोरिकल मूवमेंट है। क्या पाकिस्तान जो इरादा रखता है कि फैक्टिव को ज्वाइन करे?
I think that's a very good question, and Pakistan has shown its ability to be able to comply with international standards within the financial frameworks, no matter how intensive and extensive they were. So Pakistan will be, inshallah, looking towards that for sure. Pakistan, as you know, already interacts with FATF in a regular basis through our membership in the APG, or what is called the Asia Pacific Group of the FATF. And yes, I think we are absolutely looking at formally seeking FATF membership. I think by the achievements that we've had in the past, we are well within our right to seek that.
Thank you. Anas?
Thank you so much, Askin sir. Mr. Anas Malik this side. Just a quick question. We've previously seen that Pakistan has been listed, even while you were the previous foreign minister in 2012, and then we've been taken off and put back in. So, what is the guarantee that this time these measures will sustain, so that, as you said, never again is actually implemented in letter and spirit? I mean, I've got a list: 2008, 2009, 2012, 2014, 15, 18, 19. I mean, there's a long list. So what are the measures that are in place to ensure never again in true letter and spirit? Thank you.
Look, I don't want to say this on this day, but there are countries which have perhaps have much more questionable regimes than Pakistan, which don't go on and off as often, right? Having said that, Pakistan fully appreciates, respects, and continues to work closely with all international bodies, because Pakistan does not want to, there are countries which go rogue on laws and legislations and international standards. Pakistan stands out as a country which does not intend to do that. I think what is really important to see is that there has been, as I've repeatedly saying, political will and consensus. There has been wide political ownership. There has also been, I have not seen a process as rigorous as this in terms of legal frameworks and in terms of institutional frameworks which we've had to build, right starting from the Foreign Office and the Finance Ministry and the Interior Ministry, going to the CTTs of the provincial governments, going to the municipal level, literally. So this has been an extensive and I would say unprecedented exercise. Now, when you go through a process which is as detailed as that, I think there's a lot of learning that happens. You're on a very steep learning curve. And if you were to ask me what are the guarantees, nobody can ever guarantee anything. But if you ask me what is your assessment, my assessment is that how far we've come, it's almost impossible to slip back in. And if anybody enables the slipping back in, they would really have to be against the interest of Pakistan. So I can tell you, each one of us and all of us in some ways have worked on this. Which all of us, I don't only mean people who are accompanying me in Paris. I mean, they may be the most closely involved with this, but there are many, many people who've been part of this process. It has wide political ownership. I think that's my best answer. When you have wide political ownership and we've learned our lessons, I don't think you'd see Pakistan in that space again.
One question from that.
मैम अलानूर वजीर मशरिक टीवी चैनल से आपने बात की कि 4 सालों की मेहनत की वजह से पाकिस्तान आज FATF की ग्रे लिस्ट से निकल गया, तो मौजूदा हुकूमत के तो 7 माह हो गए, क्या साबिक वज़ीर आज़म इमरान खान की हुकूमत को आप क्रेडिट देंगी कि उन्होंने ये मेहनत किया है?
देखिए, मैंने तो बात शुरू करने से पहले, बिकॉज हमारा यहाँ पे 2 काम होते हैं, जब हम बर्लिन भी गए थे और अभी भी, एक हमारी बैटल होती है यहाँ पे, जो हम यहाँ पे FATF के साथ कर रहे होते हैं और उनको समझा रहे होते हैं, और दूसरी बैटल होती है हमारी घर पे, कि हम लोगों को कह रहे होते हैं कि खुदा के लिए अभी आप लोग ना बोलें, खुदा के लिए अभी कुछ ना करें, क्योंकि हम एक इररिस्पॉन्सिबल, इस दायरे के बहुत स्ट्रॉन्ग रूल्स हैं कॉन्फिडेंशियलिटी के ऊपर, कि आप कोई चीज जो बात हो रही है आपको नजर आ रहा है, हमें नजर आ रहा था माशाल्लाह ICRG की मीटिंग के बाद कि हम व्हाइट लिस्ट हो जाएंगे, लेकिन हमने कहीं पे ये खबर नहीं कहने दी टू स्कोर ब्राउनी पॉइंट्स विद एनीवन, बिकॉज हम एक जिम्मेवार री के तहत पाकिस्तान को कोई नुकसान नहीं पहुंचा सकते। तो मैंने तो ये शुरू में ही कहा है, मैं जब कहती हूँ अक्रॉस पॉलिटिकल स्पेक्ट्रम, मैं किसको कह रही हूँ, मैं यही कह रही हूँ कि पाकिस्तान में इस वक्त तमाम पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज जो जब भी गवर्नमेंट में रही हैं उनका इसमें किरदार रहा है, उनसे पहले भी और उनके बाद भी, आज भी, और पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज के अलावा भी बहुत सारे लोगों का, बहुत सारे इंस्टीट्यूशंस का, बहुत सारी ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस का, बहुत सारी मिनिस्ट्रीज का एक बहुत करीबी किरदार रहा है। तो हम तो ये कहते हैं ना, देयर इज नो लिमिट टू व्हाट यू कैन अचीव इफ यू डोंट केयर हू गेट्स credit. I believe everyone deserves the credit, much more than us. We might be the face of this, who might have fought this battle for Pakistan, but the real work, the groundwork has been done in legislation, in parliaments, in ministries. मैं बल्कि तमाम parliamentarians को इस वक्त खराज तहसीन पेश करूंगी, because across political divide, जब everybody's come together to assist in this cause.
One from the back.
Can we have the last question now?
Okay, last question.
Hina Rabbani Khar, this is Aizaz Sayyid for Geo News. Hina साहब, ये हम माजी में भी देखते आए हैं कि पाकिस्तान विक्टिम बनता रहा है जब भी कोई ग्लोबली कोई इंसिडेंट ऑफ टेररिज्म हुआ और पाकिस्तान के ऊपर पास लोग इंटेंशनली उंगलियां भी उठाते रहे। पाकिस्तान ने पूरी इन्वेस्टिगेशन की बात जो इंसिडेंट्स है उनकी की, तो क्या जो FATF मेंबर्स हैं उनमें एक अंडरस्टैंडिंग इस बात की है कि गॉड फॉरबिड किसी किस्म का कोई इंसिडेंट किसी की जगह होता है तो पाकिस्तान वुड नॉट बिकम विक्टिम टू एनी काइंड ऑफ एक्विजिशन और उसका आगे तो फॉल बैक नहीं है? थैंक यू।
Azaz, as much as I know that you know everything and greatly admire you for all the brilliant reporting that you do, allow me to say that I think the world has changed a little bit. I think मेरे नज़र में, मैं अब जब हम लोग interact करते हैं कहीं पे भी, foreign minister जाते हैं, prime minister जाते हैं, anywhere, हमें एक clear opening नज़र आ रही है। और वो opening क्यों नज़र आ रही है? वो opening इसलिए नज़र आ रही है कि there's been a broader recognition पूरी दुनिया में, especially in the West, कि पाकिस्तान के ऊपर जो नैरेटिव इम्पोज किया गया सालों पहले, जो एक वो कहते हैं लेफ्ट ओवर्स ऑफ द पास्ट, वो शायद इतना डिजर्व्ड नहीं था। आई थिंक देयर इज ब्रॉड रिकग्निशन ऑफ दैट एंड देयरफॉर देयर इज अ मोमेंट फॉर पाकिस्तान टू टेक दिस अपॉर्चुनिटी एंड टू बी एबल टू बेनिफिट फ्रॉम इट। और हमें, अगर मैं आपको आपके तवज्जुह से ये कह सकूं कि अगर हमारे सामने कोई चीज आएगी, अगर हमें कोई चीज इम्पीड करेगी ये अपॉर्चुनिटीज को ट्रांसलेट इनटू रियल बेनिफिट्स फॉर द पीपल ऑफ पाकिस्तान करने के लिए, तो वो आएगी हमारी अपनी मुल्क में अगर हम स्टेबिलिटी पूरी तरह। और इसीलिए जब हम इस तरफ देखते हैं, जब हम आज आपसे एक अच्छी खबर शेयर कर रही हूँ, तो मैं इस चीज के भी अवेयर हूँ कि कई फैसलों की वजह से हर इंस्टीट्यूशन की हर चीज का, हम बेशक को इंटरनेशनल इंस्टीट्यूशन हो, बेशक को नेशनल इंस्टीट्यूशन, आई थिंक we will work better as a nation अगर हम उनको इज्जत देके और उनको एक स्टेबिलिटी के साथ इस मुल्क को आगे लेके जाएं, एंड विदिन द फ्रेमवर्क ऑफ लीगल हर किस्म की फाइट करें। लेकिन आई थिंक जो प्रॉब्लम इस वक्त मुझे बाहर की दुनिया से शायद इतनी नहीं नजर आ रही, टू बी ऑनेस्ट। बहुत सारी अपॉर्चुनिटीज पाकिस्तान के लिए हैं। आपने देखा फ्लड्स के बाद कितने मुल्कों ने आपको किस किस्म की आपके साथ सॉलिडारिटी भी दिखाई और कहा कि हम आपकी आगे स्टेजेस में मदद करेंगे। So we must make sure that Pakistan is able to take the benefit from the opportunities that exist on the horizons of foreign policy right now, and I hope we'll be able to do that as a nation.
Thank you so much, madam, for joining us from Paris. I would like to conclude this presentation. Thank you.
Thank you.